This week on Love Travel, Live Travel, what's your travel pain tolerance? I wonder where we're going with that. Plus, some destinations that would rather be closed for business, and some orcas who are acting like fools. All that and much more starting right now.
Hi everyone, Paul LaHood here, on again, off again guest, but always on again friend of the Love Travel, Live Travel show. And I'm really happy to be here in the studios today, but let's bring him in. You just saw him, the illustrious, the distinguished Joshua Harrell.
Wow, you definitely get to keep your job, Paul. That is fantastic.
Pulled out my thesaurus on that one, but I'll write it off.
I I love it. I love it. Hey, Paul, it's good to see you. How are things in Roswell, Georgia?
Well, I mean, a little bit quieter, but we can't wait to have you back. How are things over there with you?
See, what I'm going to take with from that statement is that I'm very loud when I am in the office. So you said it's very quiet. That
Yeah,
that that to me means that you're missing the shock and awe of me being there in the studio. Is that what it was?
I'm shocked he's not here, and oh, I can't wait till he gets back.
Oh, I love it. Well, yes, I am coming to you live from Dallas, Texas, and I am here for the ASTA Travel Advisor Conference. It used to be called the Global Convention, but I did notice it's kind of going through a little rebrand, which I might agree with. I like the Travel Advisor Conference much better. Um, but yeah, I've been here all week, and in Dallas, they've been having some weather. Today is not that day. Today is a beautiful sunny day. But I am so happy to be able to still be part of the Love Travel, Live Travel show because, right, Paul, this show is all about loving travel so much that we choose to make our living within travel, right?
Yes, absolutely, and it's a great show. We're here every week, and we're going to be here every other week.
And Paul did make a little mistake there. He is not alone. As you can tell, those of you who have watched our show on a regular basis, those little sound effects are our little buddy there, producer Evan. So, he chimes in from time to time with his sound effects. And,
Oh,
oh,
hey there.
and now he shows up. There he is, right,
Yeah.
oops, right there. Sorry.
I'm having
Somewhere
to
if
use
I
my
get it
peripheral
right.
vision here with the mouse because I'm doing two things at once. So I'll
Mm.
pop in sporadically, but I'll leave it to you guys.
Well, you know what? Knowing that you are there
Mm.
gives us great
Mm.
confidence.
Beautiful comfort in my heart
Amen.
and my soul. Evan, thank you.
Oh, yes, Evan, yes. Well, guys, thank you for joining us live. If you are joining us live, if this is your first time, welcome. And of course, if you've been here before, welcome. We're glad to have you here. But please hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell for the notifications so you can be notified.
Yeah, so you could be notified of. That's all right. I was just finishing. We finish each other's sentences sometimes here. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button because we want you to know when the next show's coming out, and we want you to be here because it's more fun with friends.
Absolutely. It is more fun with friends. I love that that's the sentiment there. Yeah, so we come to you live every Friday at 4 Eastern and talking about all things travel. And part of what we do is talk to you. So, those of you who are joining us live, please jump into the comments on YouTube and comment away. Today's question I asked, what is the last thing that you ate today? And that's a warm-up question, right? We'll ask more hard-hitting questions in the future. But to get us started, Paul, what is the last thing that you ate today?
I think I'm right. I think it was pad thai. Is that the one with the peanuts? I think I
Yes.
yeah, had some pad thai from a local place. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Well,
Paul, was this your
I
first time trying
also,
pad thai? Like, you didn't know your lunch order?
I was kind of winging it, and they didn't have orange chicken, so I said, "What's the next best thing?" I don't know,
So
but
you tried something you had never had before today for lunch?
no, I had it. I had it before. New
Oh, okay.
place. New place. Extra bean sprouts though, much needed.
Okay, fair enough.
yeah, but Evan was right to jump in on that one. The way you delivered it, it did sound like you were boldly going where no man has gone before. And pad thai
Yeah.
is kind of like the go-to basic when it comes to Thai food. So yeah.
I'm still getting there. That's the
So
only Thai food I've ever had.
so today, the last thing I ate, it was not pad Thai, but I share the Asian theme because I am staying at the Hilton Anatole or Anatole. So
Mm.
any of you people from Texas who want to correct me on that pronunciation, I'd be happy for that. But there is a very Asian vibe to the decor here. And so for lunch today, I had an Asian chicken salad. So
Ooh.
I think even though we didn't plan it, I think we made that happen.
Wow. Well, synced up. We're both thinking great ideas today.
I always, always, always. Well, Paul, let's pop over to the chat and see what's going on there. See if anyone else has answered our question of the day. What is the last thing that you ate? Come on, share. Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, I'm getting
And
hungry thinking about
guys,
it.
I know Erica Worldvia, she said coffee, of course. Love that,
Mm,
Erica. I feel like I need some tea with some lemon because I have been talking nonstop,
that
and
sounds good.
I feel like I've got Betty Davis eyes. That was a reference, Paul, that I don't think you
Okay. All
know.
right.
Let's see. Daniela said, "Happy Friday. The last thing I ate was breakfast at the Windjammer. I'm currently hosting a group of 14 on an Alaska cruise. We are in Ketchikan today." All right, Daniela.
Wow. Way to go.
And wait a minute, Windjammer.
That I think
Which
that's
cruise line is that?
Royal Caribbean. I think Royal Caribbean has Windjammer.
Yes, yes, you're right. I was like, it sounds way too familiar. Um, you're getting you got some kudos from Erica on your intro.
Oh, thanks, Erica. Well, you've been always a great educator, and you've helped me so much.
All right, Lisa Hodrick said ham and cheese croissants. Happy Friday.
Oh,
Happy Friday seeing you. Oops, sorry, my ear thing fell out there. Let's see. Josephina said a huge bowl of ramen.
ooh, that sounds pretty good right now.
It
Yeah.
does. I'm jealous, Josephina.
Hmm. I
I
bet it was Shin
what I
Black.
had. What'd you say?
Oh, I think I have a guess as to what their favorite ramen is. But who's the next person?
Do you wanna clue everybody in on why you've got a cute smile on your face?
Well,
That's
yeah.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. That sounded way creepier than I meant. Sorry. Hey there, you got a cute smile on your face.
No, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of, I'm smiling, but yeah, that would be my sweetheart Josephina in the chat. I'm 99% sure, just going on the first name. If it's not Josephina, non my sweetheart, you sound very nice as well. But yeah, she's probably watching me right now to support because she is always a big fan of this show.
Oh, I love it. Well, Josephina, I cannot wait to meet you in person because after working with Paul for a little bit, um, I you must be an amazing human being, um, and that's all I'm
Yeah.
going to say.
No, I second that and triple that. Yeah.
And as we've said many times, uh, there is a wedding coming up very, very soon.
Yes.
So, so whenever I mention that, Paul gets lots of congratulations. So keep on congratulating him because after he gets married, we're not congratulating him anymore. It's done and dusted at
I'll
that point.
enjoy while I last.
Yes. All right. So Sean said pizza,
Ooh.
courtesy of our own Deb Plunkett. Thank you, Deb, and safe travels back to PNW. I, I don't think that that's the right Deb. Is
It's
it our Deb?
our Deb. Yeah, our Deb brought pizza by the office. She's so nice.
All right. So that's Deb Haynes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Sean grabbed one of our members, Deb Plunkett.
Oh.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. You just confused me too. I was like, wait a minute. Yes, so great that you had pizza. Let's see. Hannah from Tapestry Travel said, Happy Friday, all. A bagel and cream cheese for me.
Very
Let's
good.
see. Laura, who is also in Dallas with me, she said coffee and a delicious but overpriced coconut candy bar from the hotel lobby.
Oof. Almond
Love
joys are
that.
good.
Attitudes and Latitudes Travel, a southern grilled cheese. It was pulled pork and pimento cheese. You know what?
Ooh.
Back when I was a young lad, we only had grilled cheese with American cheese on white bread. The fact that we've introed the pimento cheese, I am telling you, it's a game changer.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
really diversifying the grilled cheese game here. I'm for it.
yeah, yes. Producer Everett is getting a little bit of love from Josephina via YouTube. And
Woo.
let's see. Daniela said, Yes, I'm on Royal Caribbean's Brilliance of the Seas.
I
So
called it.
you know your Royal Caribbean.
I'm doing good at these quizzes lately.
I know. I feel like we can really put you on the spot. I love it. Bill said pretzel niblets. I'm so boring. LOL. But you know what? Pretzel niblets is definitely more exciting than just pretzels, right?
Yeah, it's got the word niblets in it. How can that be boring?
I know. Like I feel like I want to have. So I used to date someone who made. If I asked what was for dinner, they would say burgery type things, and what that was just hamburger made into little tiny mini patties, which is kind of like sliders, but
Sliders.
without bread. Um,
Oh,
but
interesting.
but burgery type things.
Like a
So I'm
hamburger
just saying,
steak.
if you were wondering what you might make for dinner tonight, burgery type things could be an option.
Like
There
a
you
pasta type thing.
go. So Terry is chiming in to confirm, Paul, that you can dial it back a bit. Your job is secure. So he might feel like you're going a little bit too far with it.
Gassing up too much. All right, thank you, Terry. I'll be a little more cool.
And Josephina said it was shin black, is what she said.
I know it.
Yeah, girl.
You knew it?
Yeah, girl.
Well, Paul, what's been going on in the office this week?
Oh, it's been a real fun crowd here. As I said, a little bit quieter, but everybody else is having a really good time getting ready for an event that we might be going to soon. getting ready for the big summer. I mean, everybody's talking about where they're going to go, if there's kids are getting out of school. And I don't know about any of that. I've been working like a dog this whole time, really working hard. But no, we're all getting really excited for Travel Leaders Edge coming up.
Yes, I'm very excited about that. We're going to be going to National Harbor, Gaylord in National Harbor. So cannot wait for that. That'll be a lot of fun.
Beautiful hotel.
But really, I only asked you that question so I could talk about myself and where I am. But
Yeah,
thank you
please.
for going into a lot more detail than I was expecting.
But I want to hear what you're up to.
So I look at who is the proud owner of John Chernesky from NCL's new bobblehead. Look at that. It bobbles.
Wow.
Yeah. So so at the ASTA conference, they do a big trade show. Lots of suppliers here. But during the general session, our MC was none other than our friend John Chernesky. And so during the trade show, I ran into one of our members, and I looked in her bag, her swag bag, and she had one of these bobbleheads. And I said, "Where did you get it?" And they said, "Oh, the bobbleheads just came in, and they've got them over at the NCL booth, but its supplies are limited." So I want everyone to know, John, if you're watching, I want you to know that I cut up a few people who wanted to talk and say hi, just so I could get your bobblehead. That's how much you mean to me, John Ternesky. Now, one thing I want to point out is John used to work for another brand, and he had a bobblehead. So when he stopped working for that brand, I thought he wasn't going to have a bobblehead. So I decided that I would pick up the mantle on the bobbleheads. So, Paul, will you show everybody my bobblehead that is in the studio right there? Okay. So that's my bobblehead. And shake me, because I don't bobble, right? Because you know what I mean? Like, who needs the bobbling? I'm not bobbling.
Hey.
So I thought my non-bobblehead will take things over, and then John decided he would upgrade his bobblehead game, and so now I guess I'm not gonna have my bobblehead everywhere, my non-bobblehead everywhere. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to compete with this.
That is difficult. That's it.
But there was a lot more at the event than bobbleheads, and John Ternesky got to hear Venus Williams, the tennis professional. I got to hear an entrepreneur, got to hear her speak. One thing that I thought was really interesting about what she had to say is she spoke to a crowd of travel advisors to say that she would love to be a travel advisor someday. So, you know what? Forget all the medals, all the whatever. No, she fancies herself a travel advisor and does a lot of the travel planning for her family and friends. So I thought that was kind of fun for her to share. But she was a great speaker. And Dondra Ritzenthaler, who used to be with another brand, retired, and now is officially the CEO of Azamara. And she gave us a amazingly rousing speech. I hope I can find the clip. She took a video from YouTube, and all I can say, it was all about being a lion. Don't be a gazelle, be a lion. And I was so supercharged because the through line there, or the main point of that is, the lion is the king of the jungle, right? But he is not the biggest, because that is an elephant, okay?
Mm.
He is not the fastest because that's the cheetah. But when a lion shows up and sees an elephant, he says his mentality, he says, that's dinner. When the elephant sees the lion, the elephant runs. So, anyway, it was a very rousing speech. I'm sure we can find it on YouTube and share it after the show. But I thought it was the perfect way for Dondra to take main stage to talk. This was her first time speaking about Ozamara since she joined just a few weeks ago. Um, but I think it was the perfect way for her to talk about uh, the mentality it will take and the commitment that the Azamara team has made to be the lion, not the gazelle,
Mm.
right? It's all about mentality. So very, very inspiring. Great to see her. She's a friend of the show. Paul, I don't know if you remember this, but she was one of our guests. We
Yeah.
had a little trouble getting her video to work. So I just talked to a black screen for a little bit, but just an amazing personality. Great to see her back in the industry, and I'm really excited to see what Azamara does under this new leadership. So that was fantastic. I did get a picture. We have to share that on social media afterwards because she's just an amazing person. But all in all, the ASTA conference has been filled with lots of enthusiasm, lots of energy, lots of reconnecting with people who you've worked with in the past or you've met at past events, and also lots of new people to connect with. And that's something, you, me, Jason, we're always talking about getting involved, going to in person events. This is a way for you to get to energy to serve you in your business. And it's something that it's very hard to describe, especially if you're shy. You know how shy I am, right, Paul? I'm
Oh
very
no.
shy. I'm very shy, but it doesn't, it, you can be a shy person, you can be an extrovert.
Mm-hmm.
But when you come to a place where there are people, like minded individuals, entrepreneurs, travel advisors, travel agency owners, when you come to to a space with like minded individuals, nothing but amazing things happen and they're not predictable. It's not predictable. It's that synergy, the spontaneity of that connection and the collaborations that ensue and the relationships that ensue that really I cannot speak enough about making sure that if you are a professional or you want to be a professional in this industry, you need to be connected to in-person events. And of course, there's loads of virtual events that go on as well to help you stay connected. But it's the energy you get from the in-person events. And this event in particular, I'm a huge fan of ASTA, and if you are not familiar with ASTA, it's the American Society of Travel Advisors, and they are really the ones who are constantly thinking about the travel advisor distribution channel and lobbying for us within Congress, within the different state governments. They're on the lookout for things, and you'd be surprised. There's lots of bills and laws, things that are around that are not trying to disrupt the travel advisor channel, but sometimes inadvertently they will. So, what ASTA's primary role is to be on the lookout for that and to look for to make sure that they are constantly looking at how to defend our industry, to make it better, but then also to make sure that those who are making laws don't forget about us, because we are a huge distribution channel filled with plenty of entrepreneurs and professionals who this is our livelihood. So if you are not currently a member of ASTA, please go to asta.org and learn more and sign up. If you're a member of World Via Network, make sure you go to World Via Pro, search ASTA, and you'll find how you can join and be connected to our network through or connect to ASTA through our network. I highly, highly recommend that you do that. Get involved at the national level, but there are also local chapters that you can participate in. And that's really where, whenever we're talking about politics and voting and things like that, yes, the national level is important, but your local influence, that's where it all gets started. And ASTA has local chapters all over the country. So get involved. It is our trade association specifically for travel advisors. So can I get an amen on that, Paul?
Amen.
Yeah, girl.
Sorry, I was listening to Gary from Sandals speak, and if you've ever heard him speak, he is such a rousing speaker that I just feel like I am going to church when he speaks. And I didn't quite deliver it the way that Gary would, but I'll keep working on it.
Preach, preacher.
Yes.
Hey, Joshua,
yes.
before we move on, I had not looked down at Paul's footwear today, and he is wearing some very Dallas on theme boots that I feel like you should see. So I'm going to get out of here, but I want Paul to show you his boots.
You don't have to tell on me. Sorry. So I just wanted to spice up my Friday. I wasn't going to make a big deal about it. I am wearing cowboy boots today, and now I'm thinking it's because I missed you and you were in Texas, some psychological connection. But yeah, I decided to wear my my old set of Spurs today. So you need anything lassoed, I got you.
I like it. So
Yeehaw.
So let me tell a story about lassos. So my grandfather was a cowboy, and he fell off his horse, hurt his back, and ended up getting into hotel management, as you do. Cowboy to hotel manager. Yeah. But he was proud as punch to teach me how to make a lasso and how to lasso my dogs. And then I attached it to my waist and walked off. He said, "Why did you do that?" And I just simply said, "Wonder Woman wears the lasso of truth on her waist. So therefore, I shall do the same thing." So I made my granddad proud.
Good. Yeah. And do you still have those skills? Do you have those abilities to lasso?
You know what? Let's try that at the office next week.
Yeah. I'll try to leave early. You stop me.
It'll be the World Via Rodeo. I love it.
That'll be fun.
But listen, Paul. I was just talking about ASTA. I'm here at the ASTA convention, but a lot of big news. Also being in Dallas, kind of interesting timing of things. But little bit of activity happening with American Airlines this week. Do you want to set us up for that?
Yeah. So American Airlines has been getting a lot of publicity lately, and you can say if any publicity is good publicity, but this publicity was about a certain policy that they had in place where it made it difficult for travelers who book through an agent to earn and accumulate miles, frequent flyer miles. And this, of course, was received to be not a great plan for travel advisors and really hurt the community. So ASTA started to get involved, and I'm going to leave the second half to you.
Yes. So, ASTA, all about advocacy and
Yeah.
all about advocating for the travel advisor. And, this has been, American Airlines has had quite a few uh, bad publicity moments that have signaled to the travel advisor community that they're not so keen on working with us and supporting us. So this not being able to accumulate Sky Mile, or not Sky Miles, sorry, that's a completely other brand. The mile
Advantage, I
loyalty
think.
program Advantage. Yes, thank you. Uh, so not being, taking that away
Mm.
was just another blow. And Asta really is continuing to rally the troops around making sure that American Airlines knew that this was not cool. This is not good. And just so happened, we're having this conference here in the headquarters city of American Airlines. And this week, the CEO, Robert Isum, came out and said that, did the right thing and said, you know, uh, maybe we made a mistake here, or actually said we did make a mistake, and has changed their stance on this, and very very excited to hear it. It just, what great timing, especially with us all here, well, many of us here, but to show that, again, our trade association, ASTA, is out there advocating for us. And in this situation, if it weren't for them and for all of you who are members of ASTA who have supported this campaign, um, this would not be the case. So you know that you love your miles, right?
Mm.
I you don't want to lose those miles, and you don't want your clients who are passionate about their miles to not book with a travel advisor just because they're not going to be able to earn miles. So yes, so still more to come, because there are other ways that American Airlines has kind of interrupted the love, maybe blocked the blessings between the advisor community and themselves.
Hmm.
But this is a great move. Very very optimistic about it, and also just from a leadership perspective, um, I think there are plenty of brands that, and I'm not just talking about in the travel community, but there's plenty of brands that when they make a mistake, a faux pas, um, many brands don't say, I'm sorry, or, we need to rethink this. Some of them just go ahead. And so I know that that was a very, very big deal for them to reverse their thinking there. But in the long run, you got to have respect for a leader who can say, you know what? Yep, we made a mistake. We're gonna fix it, and I'm pretty impressed with that. So, good news, right, Paul?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a big win, and I'm really happy to see that Asta's working hard for us. I mean, I know they are, but this is just a great example of one of the many ways that they support travel advisors and support our way of life.
Yes. Again, this is love travel, live travel. We
Yes.
could we could love travel, but we couldn't be living in it if we cannot make money. So, it is a business.
Yeah.
You like how I was able to work the show in
I
there?
love that you're able to work it out. This is a great title.
All right. Well, let's pop over to the chat and see what's going on in the chat. Do you have your chat open, Paul? I feel like I'm so used to running the chat.
I wasn't sure. I just opened it just in case. Yes, I
You
do
know
have
what,
my chat.
Paul? You can run it. You can run it.
Yeehaw! All right.
Yeah!
Thank you. Can I get a yeah, girl, too? Would that be all right? That's all right. Okay, we're just going to keep it going. Tapestry Travel. I'm so excited to be able to attend World this year. It's so true that the in-person events are so invigorating. Thank you.
I love that word,
I
Hannah.
love that word.
Thank-
The
Yes. That's
syntax.
You know what? It takes me so many times to circle the airport before I land. And that is the word I was missing, Hannah, was invigorating. You know what? You go to a conference and you think, okay, well, it's going to have general sessions. It's going to have great content.
Mm.
I'm going to run into people that I've seen before. Maybe I'm going to meet new friends. But to summarize it into one word, invigorating. So I cannot wait. For those of you who are not members of our network, our annual conference is called World. This year, World 24, in Funner, California, and it is our biggest event of the year. And what I am over the moon about is knowing that Hannah is coming and that we get to be invigorated together.
Yeah, girl!
He gets the yeah, girl?
See, Paul, what we need to share with the audience is that I don't think Evan organizes his board.
Yeah.
So he has to go by memory instead of just like making a label for it. So I think that's sometimes why we don't get the yeah girls when we want them.
Isn't that what the piano prodigies do too? They don't know the notes. They just teach themselves the music, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Pat your own back.
The thing is they teach themselves the music and they actually can play the music. He asked for a yeah girl and you didn't give it to him.
Oh, that's because I did that on purpose.
Likely story.
Yeah, I'm buying that. All right, go away.
Well, we've got, she also mentioned on that ASTA conversation, speaking specifically to the local part, she loves her local Seattle ASTA chapter. That is so great to hear that you are a member of that, because it is people like you who are a part of their local chapter that help make these big differences that really create the way for everybody else. Thank you.
Yeah, and guys, seriously, Paul's been in the industry for a little over a year. I've been in the industry since 2017. Just in that short amount of time for both of us, there have been some major legislation that could interrupt the flow for whole states of travel advisors, or travel advisors in whole states. Sorry, that could have prevented them from being able to do business the way they've done business. There have been things, like this with American Airlines. There's been quite a few things that you don't think about because you are busy in your business, you're working on your business, you're working in your business, and the ASTA is there looking across the whole country and looking at what's coming, and then activates its members to help evoke change. And the local chapters, Hannah, I'm so glad that you're a part of your local chapter. The local chapters, they rally because sometimes it's something, a county specific issue. It could be a city, state issue. So these local chapters get involved. But not only that, it's so awesome to go to local ASTA events where you are guaranteed to get some great speakers. You're going to get to connect with partners who are most of the time in your local area, and you're going to get to build and grow your professional network with other advisors and agency owners. So I know that this today feels like this show is sponsored by ASTA, but it is because Paul and I both are very strong advocates for ASTA, both members of ASTA as well as our entire company. All of our team members are members of ASTA. So I want to make sure you know that we are practicing what we preach, and we get out there into those local chapters. And in some cases, we've even had team members start up chapters in areas where they didn't have chapters.
Wow.
So I'm just saying. Yay!
This takes one person to
Yay.
make a difference.
It does. And Hannah, thank you for making a difference. And I just want to give a big shout out to Hannah, because ever since she's joined our network, she has been such a ray of light and energy. And love having her participate in our shows. And also come to our events, but in particular our shows, because we do those a lot more frequently. And I just love her positive energy, and I've loved watching her success as she's been building her agency. So Hannah, that was just a big. I'm in my hotel room all by myself in Dallas, and I'm feeling the love for Tapestry Travel in Hannah. That's all you could say.
No. Sorry. No, but here, let's bring this up. She also says that in December 22, her chapter had Zane Kirby, the ASTA president, come by for the holiday event, and he was a really inspiring speaker. Proof your local chapter can provide some pretty cool things, smiley face.
I love it. I love it. Now, this isn't, we're not really on the love boat side of things. I mean, we were just having a love fest around ASTA. But I want to talk about something that was in the news today. It's been in the news before, but you give producer Evan access to sound effects, and you just don't know what's going to happen.
He likes the long ones.
Yeah, he does. So what do you guys think about these playful orcas who are targeting small boats? Did you tune into this story? Have you paid attention to this at all? I'm kind of blown away. Paul, what you want to fill us in on this story?
Well, we've been talking about over-tourism in places like Italy, but here's another community that's getting affected by tourism and isn't a big fan of it. These orcas seem like they are kind of doing this on purpose at a point now, because this isn't even the first situation where they've intentionally gone for boats, I've heard. Producer Evan let me know that an animal psychologist or someone or other said that this is like a teenager's rebellious phase from these orcas. And I think that is really cool. It's dangerous, but it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, so this is the news that orcas are they're attacking the boats, and they're trying to cause harm to those on board, and the scientists, the scientists have gotten involved, and like you said, it's that they're actually playing. They're playing a game.
Yeah.
And it's a game I do not want to play. I don't. Yeah, please don't do that, because I think orcas are beautiful.
They are really
but I think if they started messing with my boat, I'd feel a little 2,000 leagues under the sea, or 20,000 leagues under the sea. I think I'd feel a little, I don't know, not in a happy place.
Yeah, beautiful from a distance. I do not want to get in the water. I mean, orcas are a top 10 animal, but if I was in the water and I knew there was an orca there too, I'd probably freak out. Especially if the orca put me in the water.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the game isn't just turn the boat over.
Yeah. When does it end,
I think it
guys?
can I think it could go a little bit
They're
further.
playing. They're playing Flip Cup.
Oh, Flipper Cup. Yeah.
Yeah, Flipper Cup. There you go. Thanks, Paul. +1.
Alley-oop.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's okay. It's a fraternity or something game. Yeah.
Okay. Is it something I can go on the Google and learn?
Yeah. Hey, maybe we can think of a quiz show along those lines for you and Jason. Evan and I can get back.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Erica said Orca, the lesser Jaws.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
No joke. As a child, when Jaws came out,
oh.
I lived in South Florida. I don't think it was when it came out. I think it was when it had its debut on TV. And Paul, way back before you were the twinkle in your mom's eye.
That's what she would say.
That's what she would say. It would be a big deal when these blockbuster movies would end up on network television. And in particular, they really fancied 3D movies. And so you would go to, if I remember correctly, anybody in the audience around my age might know this, I believe you had to go to the 7-Eleven to get the glasses. One would be red, one lens would be red, one would be green or blue. And then you would watch that network at that time so you could watch Jaws in 3D. And after that, anytime I went to Fort Lauderdale Beach, I swear I saw sharks fin. So to this day, you will never see me splashy in the ocean. I don't care
Really?
if it's crystal clear. Oh, not a chance in heck. Yeah, not a chance. I love to eat lunch by the ocean. I like the sound of the ocean. I like to dip my toes in the ocean as the waves kind of crash. But nope, you're never going to get me in the ocean.
Oh man, I never knew. Yeah, I mean, ocean animals are scary. That's their domain, and I don't want to mess with it, and that's why I wouldn't try to mess with any of those orcas. But cool, I didn't know you had to go to the 7-Eleven, buy your 3D glasses, and then would that work on all movies you'd see on TV?
No, they were broadcasting, whatever the colors were, however they do it to
right,
to
the
make
blue
3D
over
happen.
the red. Yeah.
No, it is not like when you go to a 3D experience, like where all of a sudden the fish is coming right to your face. I mean, it would just be like, oh, and here comes, it wasn't as intense. So they did a few movies like that, but that was, I don't think you had to buy it. I just think you had to go. It was like a reason for you to go in store.
Oh.
And if you know me, you know I love a Slurpee.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I know we got my Slurpee when I was there. So
get your Slurpee,
anyway.
Get your Jaws 3D. That's a good afternoon, but an eventful afternoon because now no ocean.
But I know my parents wish that we had never seen that particular movie. I think King Kong would have been a completely different story. But after that, I am terrified of water. So anyway, there's that. Also in the news, also about American Airlines, you know what? I kind of feel a little bit bad if they didn't do things that were kind of anti-travel advisor. I might feel worse. But did you guys hear the story of the 101-year-old traveler who was repeatedly listed as a baby because of an airline software glitch?
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean, did she have to ride in someone's lap?
I know. Infant in arms. I wonder if that's what the deal was. So the story was American Airlines booking system has repeatedly confused a 101-year-old woman for an infant, which created hassles, during her annual visits to family in
Mm.
her family in Michigan. Um, and this mix up was apparently caused by the airline reservation software, um, its inability to correctly input her actual birth year of 1922. So
Oh,
instead of being able to put 1922 in, it defaulted to 2022 instead. So not baby in arms, but definitely toddler.
yeah.
Uh, and that had to be pretty frustrating, especially if this wasn't just like a one-off situation. Apparently it's repeatedly happened,
Ah,
so couldn't quite get that fixed.
wow. When I'm 100+ years old, I'll keep that in mind and I'll fly Delta.
That's what's
This
known in the industry as a clerical Benjamin Button. That's what they did to that person.
A clerical Benjamin
is I like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Button. Yeah.
Now, I just remind me, Paul. I left the office one week, and all of a sudden, Evan started to be able to get on camera.
Yeah, it's it is a surprise, but a welcome one. And he's so great.
Well,
He's in the room
you
with me
gave
right
me one
now.
of my favorite things, which I just like pushing buttons. It's fun, like
Yeah.
actual buttons. So
Not
you
that
gave me a
yeah
button
girl.
and the ability to be on camera. I'm sitting pretty over here.
Didn't like pushing that sound effect for me.
All right. So yeah. So when we play the lasso game at work next week, maybe we have some more fun with that.
Yeah, I know
Anyway,
what the target will be. Yeah, speaking of that, Bill really wants to see a lasso demo, so we'll record it if we get that going. That'll be a good time.
yeah, loads of fun to be had by all. So at the beginning of the show, on the intro, I asked about what your pain tolerance was for travel. And the reason why we put this out there is because a cruise ship trying to reach Kenya. Uh, this is, let's see, I'm just skimming over the notes here. It's hundreds of passengers aboard Oceania Cruises MS Insignia experienced a harrowing, sorry. It was like heroin. I was like Stewie from Family Guy, heroin. A harrowing journey as the cruise liner navigated through severe conditions brought on by a tropical cyclone. Let's see, tropical cyclone Iali, to dock at the port of Mombasa in Kenya on May 22nd. The storm which was intensified from a tropical storm on May 21st and became the most northerly tropical cyclone. Brought winds. I can't get these words out. Brought winds, gusts in excess of 45 miles per hour in high seas near the Kenyan coast. That I don't know how I would feel about that. I mean, have you been to Kenya before?
No, no, it's on my bucket list. Maybe I'll make it down there someday. But more of an east side of Africa kind of, or west side of Africa kind of guy, because Kenya's on the east. Yeah, I've been really studying this
Well,
Africa map in the office, but that sounds like a real swashbuckling adventure.
yeah, and it's one that I obviously, things happen, right? Weather
Mm,
happens. You can't predict it. Um, there's cruises that go out during hurricane season. That doesn't mean that there is going to be a hurricane.
right.
So there's no way that you could predict it, but knowing the Oceana brand and the type of clientele that would be on Oceania, which I would definitely be one of those people. Um, I just wouldn't have had, a rocky ride in my imagination as I was planning a trip to Kenya.
No, I don't think I had that on my bingo card list for the year either as travel events. That sounds like a really I'm picturing Pirates of the Caribbean 3 at the end with the whirlpool and all this other fun stuff going on. So I'm sure it wasn't that crazy, but that's a lot more than you bargained for, I bet.
Yeah. Well, and I can't remember how long ago it was, but we were just watching all over social media where a cruise line was going through a storm, and they had video of the deck, and the chairs, the deck chairs were just like sliding from side to side,
Yeah.
and I'm just thinking, you know what, I've been on cruises where it's been a little rocky, but nothing like that. And I don't know how I would feel about that. I think I'd probably get a little anxious.
Yeah, I have only felt it rock a little bit, but I've got to see if there's any maybe some videos of it rocking a lot. I can't imagine being on it. Still sounds like a lovely time outside of the storm. Oceania looks like a beautiful brand.
It is. It is definitely a beautiful brand.
The question there,
Uh,
Joshua, though, if you're talking as an advisor, what do you tell your clients if they're looking to book when there might be seasonal weather, or if you are forecasting out? What responsibility do you have, and what do you say to them in a scenario like that?
well, I mean, I think you have to be as honest as possible. People respect knowledge. You being knowledge of things like that. Hey, this can happen. It's kind of the same as we were talking about the person who lost their carry-on luggage and they were missing their medications and things
Mm,
like that. I mean, just advising people in general to make sure that they're aware. They're going to make their own decisions, right? But hey, hurricane season, it's a thing. It happens every year, hurricane season, right? Make sure people are aware. But at the end of the day, I think we've all been told it can possibly rain today. Do you really want to go to the beach? And you're like, yeah, I do. I want to go to the beach, right? Because I'm gonna navigate that situation as it comes up.
yeah.
I was on board the Rotterdam at an event with Holland America, and I was gonna ask a question. I think I've shared this before. I was a little disappointed in my internet service. So instead of talking about the ship and all this, I wanted to talk about my internet. And it was a town hall with Gus, the president of Holland America. And he's like, "You, sir, in the front row, I'll answer your question." And right when he did that, just as I was about to speak, he looks out. We were on the observation deck, and he looks out, and his eyes kind of did a, "Ooh," like that. And I said, "Well, I was going to ask you about the internet, but I'd like to know why you were looking out there and reacting that way." And he said, "Oh, well, look out there. There's a giant storm." And I looked back at him thinking, "Do we need to be worried?" And
Yeah.
I think I might have actually said that because he did say, "Oh, don't worry. That's far enough out. The captain will take us around it." Which that was not a cyclone. That was a heavy rainstorm, and
Yeah.
not the same type of thing. But I remember in that moment I was a little freaked out because I was like, if this person is the president of a cruise line and he's looking out at the weather, maybe I should be worried about it too.
Exactly. Yeah. So ominous too. You sir, do you have a question?
Yeah, exactly. Needless to say, I didn't get my internet question asked or answered, but
Yeah, I guess that
yeah,
counted as a question.
yeah, yeah. Let's see. So Erica said tolerance at sea equals very low
Hmm.
for her, but land, bring it on. That I think that's a good way to sum it up. I think psychologically you feel more in control when you're on land than you would on a vessel out floating out in the ocean. But
Yeah.
these
I,
stories don't happen that often. So as much as we make it sound doom and gloom, we're just highlighting the fact that this just recently happened. This millions of people cruise. This doesn't happen all the time.
mm-hmm.
So again, let's not scare people.
Yeah, no, I think I'm the opposite. I think if there was bad weather to happen, I think I would rather be on a cruise than on land because on land I'd be around so many things that the weather would be too bad to go to or drive to. I wouldn't have a car because I'm on vacation, but on a cruise, I mean, you could go see a show, albeit as long as the electricity's still on. But I don't know how bad the storm is in this situation, but yeah, I think I'd rather be at sea. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm a clear Pirates of the Caribbean fan, so what's a little adventure, That's kind of fun.
Yeah, you're living your fantasy, right?
I hope it rains. It better storm.
Yeah, I think our audience would disagree with you, but we'll go.
Yeah.
That was your answer, and that is.
I've got odd tastes. I understand that.
There's no wrong answers, Paul. No wrong answers.
There's just weird ones.
There, but there is a clear end to our show. This hour went by so fast. I can't believe it. Paul, thank you for being such a great co-host whenever you were on.
I do my best, and I like to look my best, so thank you for having me, and glad I brought my favorite shirt for the show today. Thank you.
You know what? Anyone who doesn't like that shirt is not a friend of yours. So there you go. All right, guys. Thank you again if you tuned in live. So glad that you joined us. And if you are watching this on demand, which I know many of you are, thank you so much for watching. And please make sure that you subscribe and ring that or tick that bell. Make sure you get notified when we go live. It would mean a lot to us. And you know what? If you had a good time, share this show with your friends. Let's grow our audience so we can have more opinions on the different questions that we pose during the show. Also, very, very excited. Producer Evan has gotten our podcast platform all sorted out. So if you want to go to your favorite podcasting channel, then you can now listen to this show wherever you are. You can download it so you can listen to it while you're on the plane or while you're on an Oceania cruise, whatever. But thank you, Evan, for getting that sorted out.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more to come. So wherever you get your podcasts, tune in, and we also have a site that we can put in show notes if you want to find us native there as well. So thank you for listening.
Awesome. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern. Have a lovely weekend and see you real soon. Bye, guys.